Got it.
Well, there you And there you go with a short intro, which is all right with me because today we have some very, very special guests on, not the least of which is our special co-host, Tony K. And we have a couple of other special guests. But before we talk to Tony K, I want to say that we need to look at this. This is the Swarm Unplugged podcast, where we get to know the Beessocial community and encourage others to join us. Okay. Rick, are you going to handle it or am I going to handle it? This is the Swarm Unplugged podcast, where we get to know the Beessocial community and encourage others to join us. With hundreds in the community, we want to get to know all of you better. From the newbie to the expert to the project partners, we will be learning who they are and how they can best benefit from Beessocial. I'm Christopher Knight, so let's get started. You know, in the last episode, you noticed that Tony showed that he had not drank all of the bottle of whiskey that he and so I thought he actually shipped it to me overnight. And I decided, well, why not? You know, have a little fun, have a little. So there you are. So I want to thank the person who sent that to me, our celebrity co-host.
Come on, say the hip hop, the hip it to the hip hip. Hop it, you don't stop, the rocket to the bang bang. Boogie say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie.
And that is our special guest, celebrity co-host, is Tony K. And I'll try to sober up before the end of the podcast. We'll just see what happens. And now, here is our co-host, Tony K.
Well, thank you. And everybody, I am so pleased that you're here today. And I do want you to know that we will have a breathalyzer here right after the broadcast, and I will let you know how Chris came out. We're going to.
I need all the help I can get, my friend. I need all the help I can get. Absolutely. But now we also have some other folks that have joined us, and we've already had some fun with them, even off camera, on camera, and everything else. We've had some fun with them already. And our special guests are John and Josh. But
вот она рыба моей мечты, вот она, yes, yes!
Penguin is the bird that cannot fly. Goodbye, my unintended. Augustus Gloop, the great big greedy nincompoop. Augustus Gloop, so big and vile, so greedy, foul, and infantile.
And how can you beat that, right? With the fish and all, where Josh and John have just gnawed it down to the bone. With no, they don't have any regret. You know, all they just wipe their lips and just keep walking because they've done it right there. All right,
that was it.
Now that I've sobered up a little bit, we will then try to move forward successfully. Welcome, Josh and John, to the Swarm Unplugged podcast. It's good to have you here, my friends.
Absolutely.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to put up with us. Irregardless, you got to put up with us. And with a co-host that's also a police officer from London, I have to be careful what I say and what language I use. Very, very important. Now, I'll ask the co-host here first, though. There's a story behind that hat. Is that right, Tony?
You know, that they claim that if you have one of these hats, you took them off a policeman. And I can neither confirm nor deny that could have been the story behind this hat. And I can neither confirm nor deny that there could be a name inscribed on the inside of the hat, as they do. And I can't reveal that at this point in time for disclosure reasons. But let me just say to you that it is authentic. It does work. And that breathalyzer thing I told you about, we are going to definitely enforce that later on.
I think it
Not all of us, right?
No, it doesn't apply to guests at all. No, not to guests at all. All right. Josh.
It's still breakfast time here. A little early to be drinking.
They'll save it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, friends. You know what? Yeah. I remember when I first got to know you, Josh, and it was on the night programs, and you came on. You'd always say, "Is anybody here? Anybody got the microphone on?" And I kept
quiet.
Yeah, it is quiet. And you kept saying that, and I finally came on and said, "Well, hey, Josh, how you doing? How you doing?" Until I finally tagged you as the town crier of the nightly meetings, because you would always start getting it shook up and on the road. So that's the reason. See, your title on this is the town crier of Crescent City. Now, I think everybody in the world lives in Crescent City, don't they? It's at least everybody in Beessocial. And you're trying to hook Tony K into either moving or being a part of Crescent City. What's that all about?
He needs to get out here and go fishing. Take him out on the ocean, not one of them little tiny ponds he's on.
Now, is that a threat or is that a promise?
Yes. Oh, I promise you we can make this happen. It may not be as fancy as the boat you build, but you'll have just as much fun. I guarantee that.
Sign me up. Chris has got to come with us, though. He's got to be a part of it. I'm not.
More the merrier. Hey, everybody! I'm trying to get a pool together right now to get Chris's plane ticket so he can make the barbecue.
There you go. I'm right behind you, buddy. I love the sound of that.
Andrea's willing to fly out for it. You guys should.
Well, Tony could do it live. He could live, walk around, talk to people, and put his hat on and do all that good stuff. Do a live broadcast.
Yeah, he'd be security.
Yeah, he'd be security at the barbecue.
Can we do it live when he's hanging over the side of my boat?
Ralph. Yeah, I hope you don't get seasick. We don't stop because it's windy.
Somehow I don't think he has seasickness in his body at all in the process. Philip says, always great fishing in Crescent City. All right, let's dig a little deeper here. Josh, let me dig down deep into your soul, as they say, right? Where did you come from, for goodness sake? So, were you born or hatched? Which was it?
No, I was born right here. I was actually born in Eureka, a little bit south, but I was raised my whole life here in Del Norte County. I did a little time in Alaska and Reno, Nevada, just traveling after high school, but I always came home for grab season. But yeah, I pretty much spent most of my life here in Crescent City.
So you have a degree in Fisheramas.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about it.
School of Hard Knocks.
Yes, sir.
How about family and so forth? What's going on there?
Yeah, I got a wife and 2 kids. My parents live nearby. Most of my family's from this area, so I got a lot of family around here. There's probably a few watching right now. There are a lot of people local that are pretty excited, and there should be a few logged in. I hope we're not just talking to a screen. No.
well, we were earlier, but that's all right. Now, John, how about you? How long have you been around? Huh?
I've been in Crescent City my whole life, pretty much. My family moved over here back in the 60s, and my grandfather started a commercial fishing business out here and crab pot building business. And we've been here pretty much the whole time. My whole life, in and out, little spurts here and there, but for the most part, this is my home. It's where I've been. I've got a lovely wife who, Tony, you've actually talked to her before, Tanya. She's from your country.
Excellent.
Yeah. So I got a couple boys here and a daughter, and we got a bunch of grandkids running around. So we planted our roots here. Still, we'll stay.
Tell us about that in the background there, would you, John?
So that's a picture of my boat. We actually, we built that boat, me and my grandfather, in my driveway. After the original Stormy sank in the tsunami back in 2011, my grandfather found this hole, and we decided to build a new crab boat out of it. And This is a picture of the middle of a rebuild. We redid the wheelhouse and some of the structural stuff on the bow of the boat there. And a guy came down. I found this picture in an art gallery, actually. But that's my baby. That's the boat I'll never get rid of, no matter what. It was probably the last project me and my grandfather will do together, but it was fun.
Wow. And what's the name of it?
The Stormy 2, of course, after the infamous Stormy 1 sinking.
Wow. That's an incredible, heritage that's going to be passed down, I'm assuming.
It's pretty awesome. I've got, now I'm moving it down and my kids are starting to jump on board and they're going to learn how to run these things and do this thing, hopefully without me one of these days.
Excellent.
So you got the family coming up behind you to take care of business, huh?
That's we've been working on that. We're trying to get these boys whipped into shape so they can learn how to do this. Yeah, I don't want to do it forever.
His one son Carl's already bought his first boat.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
But,
So
Tony,
but I don't want to
you know a lot about fishing. So. Tony, you know a lot about fishing, so let's tell them. Ask them, tell them some of their fishing stories, and you can tell them some of yours.
I really want to find out. I think Josh has been, saying a lot of stuff about fishing, and I've seen a few things about him on YouTube and everything else. And I don't know if it's really him. I mean, you saw the intro. We saw what he looked like in there. So I've seen rubber boots coming out and everything. So why don't you? I'd love to know what you actually fish for, because supposedly you do sardines and crabs and salmon and. Tell me about it. I really want to hear about that.
I've done a lot of fishing. I've done jigging for tuna. I've done dragging for bottom fish. I've long lined. I've shrimped. I've crabbed. I've crabbed everywhere from Half Moon Bay, California to Kodiak, Alaska. I've been all over the entire west coast of North America. I've traveled through Canada and stuff and stayed in ports there. I got 21 years into it, so I've done a lot of fishing.
Wow. Those words that you just said about all those lines and all those, that sounded like a bunch of diseases. Are you sure that's the right? I just want clarity. I need
crustaceans and
the story here. You got to be a bit more detailed. So tell us what is some of that lining and what's that terminology mean? I mean, give me some more details, because you lost me.
Man, I wish. We need to just show the videos. That'd be the easiest way to describe it. But there's a lot involved in fishing. It's real hard to just sum it up in a couple of words. Crab fishing's been my passion. I've never missed a crab season in 21 years. Wow. And after so long, it's weird. It becomes a part of you. This year, I thought I might miss the season due to my wife's coworkers being exposed to COVID. We were at one point thought we might be locked down and I was going to miss crab season. And it kind of upset me. I mean, I was pretty close to bummed out. And, even if we say this crypto world does go good and I don't have to work anymore, I imagine I'm still going to have to go crabbing. I mean, once it's in your blood, it's kind of a part of you. It's hard to walk away from it or not do it.
So I need you. What happens if you have a bad crab season or a bad or a good one? How does it go either direction?
Oh, it's always different. Like, funny enough, this year was probably one of the worst crab seasons I've ever seen out of Crescent City. It was pretty rough, but I have a phenomenal construction job that I do in the summer that pays my bills. I mean, it's not, and a lot of us guys like me and John that have done it forever, we know to put money away during our good seasons so that during our bad seasons, we got some more cushion, I mean, after this amount of time, you learn the little tricks to the trade, just like anything else, there's ups and there's downs, And I think that's probably why a lot of us fishermen aren't scared of the crypto space, because, I mean, we're used to highs and lows. So for us, it's kind of normal,
Biggest gamblers on the planet.
Yeah, we are. I mean, we invest thousands of dollars before we ever even untie the boat. So for us to throw a few grand in Ethereum and watch it drop by 20% the next day really isn't that shocking for us. I mean, they'll knock $1 off our crab price sometimes because some country quits buying it. And I mean, we're used to those kind of fluctuations. And so I don't know. I think it made adopting into crypto a little easier for us.
Wow.
Well, you have a shirt on there. It says the Crypto Corner Crew. Is that what it says?
Yeah. So
There
about
you go.
6 months
All right.
ago, when we first started with Beessocial, there were so many people needing help getting wallets set up. We kind of set up a weekly meeting over at my house to help people, get people in, meet up and do stuff. And then it really exploded. And now we're all doing it. We're all helping people.
I'm not part of
He's
that.
not
This
part
is
of
the
that.
first time I ever seen this shirt. I didn't even know it
These
existed.
are the first two that were ever bought. But yeah, so just helping everybody out, man, getting people into the space and trying to educate people so they don't mess up. I mean, you'd hate to see one of your best friends send $5,000 to the wrong wallet or, make the wrong purchase or any of that stuff, and so it's nice to be able to contribute. There's a lot of people on these calls that have contributed to us, and it's nice to be able to repay it to the community,
For sure. So what would you say with you two guys, both of you? Is there 20, 30 people around you? Or, I mean, I know Crescent City is the mecca of.
No, I've personally probably set up about 125 wallets so far.
Wow.
Yeah,
I haven't done that. I've probably done 40 or 50.
Well, what the heck you waiting for, John?
I'm stumbling through it. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I'm still helping people. It's crazy. I have to call him all the time. Hey, this guy's in trouble because I screwed it up. But we get through it.
He's the young whippersnapper. You should have. You should be ahead of him. Now, don't let him in. Don't let him do that. You take the reins. Show him what.
I need his daughter to come over and just run the computer for me because the kids can do this easily. I figured out.
My wife likes to call me a high-tech redneck.
I've been called a lot worse than that. So tell us about your daughter. Is she involved in any way, or how do?
Yeah, totally. She actually, listening to me help people so much and get their wallet set up, she went out and set up her own MetaMask, wrote down her own seed phrase, got all the way into where she was signing up for Coinbase and just wasn't old enough and didn't have a bank account. So she brought me the $100 and was like, Dad, I want some M2. So I don't know. She may be the youngest M2 holder that bought her own M2.
So if I need help, I have to get her number to call. So, one of the things that you probably heard is, we've got ladies of crypto and everything, and we got kids of crypto. We're going to have to tap into that entrepreneur of yours because.
Oh, I'd love to put her on. She's a good kid, man.
Those kids
I'm proud of her.
So easy. Like little kids just whip right through everything. Before I can even tell them what to do next, they've already done it and moved on to the next thing. So, yeah, we need their help.
Wow. Sometimes lessons come in small packages and. It's crazy how that is. So that's fantastic to hear. And I think we're going to have to take your daughter to the next level as far as getting the kids in crypto. Because as you've heard that come up, Richie was really big about, hey, I want to see kids in crypto. So we're going to have to get your daughter online. Why don't you tell us what her name is?
Mallory. I have two daughters, Mallory and Benelli.
All right. Well, how old's Benelli?
Benelli's 5 years old. Mallory's 11.
Has Benelli got her MetaMask yet set up? I mean, what are we
No, but I have a MetaMask set up for her. When I made every time I make a purchase of M2, I throw 10,000 M2 in a wallet for them. Just, if it goes up, it might be a little college fund later on, Hate to count your chickens before they hatch, but I'm pretty confident it'll do all right for them.
Yeah, or your crabs before they get caught in the net, either way.
Yeah. There's a reason they call it fishing and not catching.
This is it's always interesting when we have everybody on just to find out why in the devil you got involved at all. I know somebody talked you into it, but I mean, it had to be a little bit of a question mark, didn't it? As far as this has got to be a scam.
My story
is strange. Nobody does this. All kinds of things that pop in your mind, right?
You want me to take a little bit of this?
Go ahead.
So he got me into this, and we were just down on the boat one day, and he's showing me this. Oh, I got in Bitcoin years ago. But I passed up an opportunity. I should have bought all these. And I'm like, oh, well, it sounds neat, Josh. Show me what you're doing in crypto. So he showed me he made $50 or $40 off of something. So I opened the wallet, and I got my crypto.com going, and I was making a couple of bucks. And then we ran into Richard, I think we talked about this earlier. We ran into Richard Hopkins at a restaurant out of town here. And he heard us over talking, how we made $20, $30. And that was the day we got introduced to Beessocial and what was going on over here with Opus. an eye opener for us, really. But it was pretty cool. Too bad for Richard that he's now got so many people involved that work for him that he doesn't have any employees left anymore. Because that was my summer job out there, and now I'm doing this. Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, well, that can happen, can it? Yeah, but you had to be somewhat skeptical at first, weren't you?
You haven't heard me?
This guy, when I first started trading, well, it started for me way back in like 2011. A friend of mine told me to get into Bitcoin when it was sub-$1. And I laughed at him. I told him, I'm not buying your video game money. Like, I totally blew him off. And then, when 2017 hit, it skyrocketed. I looked into it and I was like, man, what a retard. I shouldn't have passed up on that opportunity. And so I turned around and I started educating myself on it a little bit. And then when this bull run started, I jumped in, and we were, like I said, having one of the worst crap seasons we've seen around here in a while. And John's sitting here watching me make 50, 60 bucks a day trading. And, I took $300, turned it into about $5,000 pretty quick. And then that's when Richard ran into us and overheard us talking about it and got us into Beessocial. And I got to admit, these last few months have been very good to me. Very, very good to me.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, John, I heard the skepticism, and that was only brief, though. It seemed like you gave up pretty easily.
Well, because he was giving me a hard time at the other end. Every time I say anything, if I had any questions, he gave me such a hard time about it that I was, afraid to say anything anymore. Like, what kind of investor puts money into something, don't know anything about it? I just wanted to ask some questions, But
hey, he's happy now.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm content. Yeah, I'm not going to complain.
That's what happened to Tony. He just said, "Oh, I don't know anything about it, but here's a little bit of money. Let's see what happens." Tony's not going to speak. Okay, Tony. All right.
This is the quietest he's been in a long time. I'm kind of scared here. I don't know what he's up to.
He's plotting something. That's the only time he's quiet, is when he's plotting something.
Yeah,
and I think there may be a surprise or two coming here even before we're done
for
this podcast.
I'm getting nervous.
I'm waiting for him to change hats and come out with one of those big furry, the guards there at the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The guards at the gate, yes, of the not the Capitol, but the mansion.
Yeah, they have them all over, but it's generally the Queen's Guard is what they're called, and they're called Busbies. Don't know why, but they are. So
perfect.
Yeah, so you're buzzing.
Yeah, very good one.
No, the big furry one.
Oh.
I've ordered 2 of them, one for each foot, so I can be taller. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm going to try.
Well, you better get pretty big. We're not short people around here. Us fishermen are all big guys.
Good. You need to be, right? Absolutely.
It helps.
Yeah. No question. So tell me, John, your wife is involved with the crypto space as well?
Yeah, she is. She's got her own wallet set up. Actually, she's got way more in it than I do because I have to ask permission and she don't. So, yeah, her wallet's loaded. And, I got these little grabs over here. But, yeah, no, she's totally into it. In fact, we sit down every morning and nearly every morning. And we have our coffee and we watch the videos from the day before because usually this stuff's happening while we're at work or whatever. Back when I used to work.
You told that story. I think that you said you had coffee every morning, and that's when you guys go and do your partner, go and visit all the partners. Is that right? And
yeah,
tell me your wife's name. I know that we see her on the cast. On the shows.
Her name's Tanya.
Yeah, right.
And she's here probably watching. Yeah,
and she's she doesn't sound like you. She's got a different accent, hasn't she?
Yeah, it's more like yours.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. She's from
the right side of the pond? Is that what you're saying?
You drive on the wrong side of the road, so I don't know if that's the right side of the pond. I don't know.
It depends. I drive from the right side of the road, and you guys, we're just trying to teach you. And, when normally people are coming in the opposite direction that I'm coming in, they learn pretty quick because I kind of got a big truck, and so I stay on the right side of the road, and it's the left side as far as I'm concerned. That's the right.
You guys have it all wrong over there. I've been there. You can't even cross the road safely. I'm always looking the wrong way because the car's coming from the wrong way. It's not right.
These guys around, you know.
There you go.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, we love that Tanya's involved and of course you, and I'm still not sure about Josh. I haven't. We're working.
That's all right. You're going to get plenty of time to get to know me.
Josh,
I'm going to be a thorn in your side.
I saw that video at the beginning here, and boy, I tell you, I need to replay that because all I see is that rubber boot. I don't see any crabs, so I don't know.
Hey, you know what's funny is we do pull up all kinds of crazy stuff in our crab pots.
Really?
I mean, I've pulled up beer bottles, baby dolls, clothes. I mean, the most random stuff. I mean, anything that'll wash down a river and end up in an ocean. I mean, you can only imagine the stuff that's out there, you know.
We got a golf ball the other day.
Yeah, they got a golf ball the other day, you know. I mean, you pick up some of the craziest stuff out there. You know, I found license plates and just all kinds of random stuff floating around out there.
Actually, if you remember back in the day, there were some guys down here that drug up some pot.
They did. They drug up a brick of marijuana.
They called it seaweed.
Yeah, a big old cellophane brick.
So you know what? That's why you didn't have a good catch this season. It was such a big brick that you guys haven't got back to doing fishing, and you guys are just.
Well, yeah, you Coloradans, we know how you guys are.
Well, it is mile high for a reason, right? And that's the excuse I can use. What's your excuse? Come on now.
We live in the Emerald Triangle, pretty much.
Get it just driving down the road around here anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you can smell it everywhere. There's so many farms around here. You smell it everywhere you go.
Yeah, I took a helicopter up and blew my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's crazy around here.
Yeah, I thought Colorado was something, but that was something else. So, you know, it's funny you say that because one time when I was in Costa Rica, depending on which side of the water you're on, there's things floating around, and supposedly it's bricks, like you said, or should I say they're the size of haystacks, and they're cocaine or whatever it is, and they're like, just ignore it. They act like it's not even there, and they just swim around it and stuff. Now, you know, if I'd have been there, I'd have grabbed it myself for sure. But
go get yourself another truck.
Well, just to do the right thing with it and confiscate it, right? I mean, that's all I would have done. I mean, nothing else.
Lock that up at home safe. Yeah.
So what else have you guys? I need to know something, because I can tell you that I've been told these fisherman stories that sometimes there is a mermaid or two. Have you ever seen one of them? Be honest with us.
No.
Yeah.
I have not.
I don't know how to believe them here. I think.
Yeah, they're real. And I believe in Bigfoot too.
Is it? If you saw one, you wouldn't admit it. So anyway, would you?
He knows his wife's listening.
She said I could bring one home.
Well, we saw one you had on the mantle in that opening shot. So, you know, that's proof positive that you had one at one time.
Right. Had it mounted.
You remember that video when you seen the guy in the orange jumpsuit look like a leather suit? That's what he wears.
Right. If you had it mounted, please be careful of your words. This is a kid show, okay?
Hey, I warned you. I might not be able to keep it PG-13, you know. Oh, shoot. Well, you guys are awesome, though. I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy to be in this space, man. This group is just so phenomenal. The whole Beessocial community is just awesome.
All right. I'm looking for the wizard to speak in you to speak now, okay? I want projections. I want numbers. I want when it's going to happen. Only thing I want to know, Josh, from you is when is it going to hit $1? That's all I want to know from you.
When's it going to hit $1?
Let it go with that.
Hey, like Richie's famous at saying, you know, in the next few days. It's all going to happen in the next few days.
That's a good thing, because if it happened in the time frame that we want it to happen, we'd have already missed it. So it's a good thing.
Right.
Did you just take a jab at Richie?
No, come on.
Yeah.
I'm just playing with everybody.
You did.
Can we replay that? Because I need something. I got to hold something against Josh. I need some ammunition.
There you have it.
Oh, man. Hey, I'm hoping to get more involved here. I've actually been talking with a couple other guys from the Beessocial community from this area, and we're talking about doing some kind of like Saturday morning, podcast, getting guys together, just BSing about the community, Wow. And I've even picked Christopher's brain here and asked him if he'd be willing to give me some pointers, since he's the podcast king here. And just help expand on the community and help it grow, try to pitch in as much as I can. Because like I said, this community has been very, very good to all of us.
It's funny you should say that Rick is the podcast king. It's really funny that you should say that. Don't you think, Chris?
The outcast king, is that what you said?
Podcast
right now,
king.
Rick.
Yeah, he is, because I'd like to see a little bit more about what these guys do. What would you you agree, Tony?
I hear a lot of chit chat, but I want to see something. I'm a believer in what I see. So
yeah, I do too. Let's take a look, for God's sakes.
Are we there yet, Captain?
We set it off. Here we go. Red lights out, we never stop. A dreamer with the fever to be great was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for the fame was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. Got me singing like bang, 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 bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang, 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 bang. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends. Here we go. It's my turn to make history. Here we go. When I'm gone, they'll remember me. Yeah, a dreamer with the fever to be great was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for
So I can show these motherfuckers how I want it done.
wanted. Got me singing like bang, 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 bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang, 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 bang. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends.
Blood, sweat, I'll break my bones till all my scars bleed golden. My name's forever known.
Blood, sweat, I'll break my bones till all my scars bleed golden. My name's forever.
It didn't quite play right. I did a better editing job than that, I promise.
You got the gist of it.
Well, you showed me the proof. I wanted to see the proof in the pudding, and there it was. So, now I can't question you. I just got to figure out if I can see that firsthand. I want to see that.
Oh, we're going to get you out here and in a pair of bibs. We'll take you out there and put you to work.
You think you're scaring me, but you're really not. I'm just.
Oh, I'd love to put you on the wet side. I'll run block. We'll see what you got.
I'm better at the block.
Yeah, he says that. He breaks shit. I'm smooth. He's just fast.
All right, I'll drive.
Excellent.
Hey, there's my wife.
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, Tony, why don't you carry us out of this podcast, and we'll close this episode of Make Your Pitch. What would you like to say, guys, before we close out? Huh?
just how grateful I am to be here. I am very, very happy to be a part of this community, to be included in this group. I mean, just an amazing experience, and really, really happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. I can't say any more about it either. I mean, these guys that I've dealt with since I've been in this are awesome. We have a lot of fun together, and everybody's helpful, and we seem to all be better people just for being here. It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
Well, I tell you, we really appreciate you guys.
We appreciate having you on today. That is for sure. And even with the bumps and the bruises, we're happy to have had you on today. And on behalf of myself, my co-host Tony K, and our technical director Rick Scherer, I want to wish everyone a great afternoon and a great ride with Beessocial. As we close, always remember to listen, learn, and give. See you next. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Swarm Unplugged podcast. Be sure to hit the follow button and leave us a glowing comment. Gravitate yourself to be on the podcast so you are the next one to introduce themselves to the Beessocial community. See you on the next episode.